Donald Trump returned to the White House today, and he was talking to reporters. And his post from Truth Social about Alcatraz from yesterday came up. And I did a video about that yesterday. Donald Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz, the Rock, the famous prison that has been closed since 1963. And when asked, he said he was serious. It was just an idea he had. But think about it, he said, because all of these judges want all of the millions of illegal immigrants. They come here illegally to have trials. That's millions of trials, and we have to do this. Um, and so he's pushing back again in these comments. He doesn't think that these people deserve trials, but how do you prove they're here illegally or undocumented? If you don't have the trial, you don't have due process. He himself was afforded a lot of due process in all of his criminal trials last year. In fact, way more than some people, by being allowed to continually to postpone his trial while certain things were played out on appeal. He was out on bail on charge, when a lot of times when you're facing as many felonies as he was at one time, bail wouldn't have been an option. Um, Things like that. But he wants to reopen Alcatraz, okay. And says it's in part because the judges are saying everybody needs a trial. Well, yes, that's part of it. But even at its height, I believe it held less than 400 people, Alcatraz did. And it hasn't been open since the 60s. It is now a historical site. It's a historical landmark. It brings in 1.5 million tourists. I've seen reports that it brings 50, 60 million dollars in revenue into because it's a national monument, national park. So all of that are things he wants to do away with, and he wants to rebuild it. But what could it cost? Hundreds of millions of dollars, if not $1 billion, to update, because they would have to redo all of the plumbing, all of the structures, everything, and get everything all set up for it to be operational. And that's before they even accept any prisoners at Alcatraz. And they would have to severely expand it. And the only way to expand it would be up and make it much taller, to house any more than what they already have for prisoners, which, and that I believe it was less than 400. But Donald Trump says he's serious. He plans to reopen it. And he stumbled over the thought of it being a symbol of punishment and justice and stuff like that. He's just throwing out ideas, trying to sound tough by doing this. He doesn't actually have a plan. He just throws it out there. He's going to talk about it for a couple weeks. It'll probably never be a reality, but at least certain people are going to say, well, look at him, look how tough he is for opening Alcatraz, even though it's never going to happen.